Hello and good morning. So today is a new week and I just want to analyze what we expect to see during the week and which kind of trades we'll be looking at and which kind of trades we are going to anticipate to take this week. So let's start with the analysis of the EURUSD. I've already done the analysis, so I'm just going to just touch on it a little bit so that we know what we are looking at. So I normally start with the weekly or the higher time frames. You can even start with the monthly just for confirmation, because monthly doesn't have a lot to give for a day trader. So the monthly, we see we've mitigated this, and now we took this high, the liquidity of this high, and then took this low, and we are currently selling towards most probably this fair value gaps, because you can see this is our range. Our monthly range is this one, and we came to the optimal range. We came and mitigated this fair value gap, and now we are going down. On the weekly, we get to see how liquidity was taken. It was taken here. We mitigated this fair value gap here, and now we are starting to drop down. So last week was bearish. We started the downtrend last week, which is a good sign, and this week we are also looking for more sales towards this low or this low. Okay, this week we are also looking for sales. On the daily, we see we formed a higher low, lower high, which is lower than this one, which confirms that our downtrend has started, and then we've made a lower low, which now stamps the downtrend. Like, we are currently now resuming the trend. But now for today's trade, we see that yes, we are in the downtrend, but we are currently looking for maybe a small pullback, and then we continue with the downtrend. So we see this in the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, we are still very bearish, but you see, last week was very, very bearish, which is good. It shows that we are continuing with the trend. This week we are also looking for sales, but for today we can see that we've made a market structure shift here, and we are currently forming the fair value gap. When this fair value gap forms, that means we are currently on the pullback leg. We are currently in the correction phase of the market. So you can take small buys or just wait for market to realign to make a market structure shift on the 1 hour, and then you can enter the sales with the trend. Okay, so the same on the DXY. Monthly, we are bullish. We've come, mitigated this fair value gap, taken this liquidity, and now we are headed upwards. On the weekly, you can see we took this liquidity, took this one, mitigated a fair value gap here, and now we are looking to buy. On the daily, we took this liquidity here and started buying. Today we are currently on the pullback phase. most Mondays we are usually having a pullback anyway, so it's even expected. So once this 1 hour closes and we form this fair value gap, we can look for sales here. That is if you actually trade with you actually trade against the trend. But you know, it's always recommended to go with the trend is your friend, so they say. So on the GU monthly, you can see it's very visible. We are selling, pull back on the monthly, and then here it's where we are realigning and then coming down. On the weekly, you see we take this liquidity here, mitigate a mini fair value gap here. There was a fair value gap here, but when you look at the three pairs, the EURUSD, GBPUSD, and DXY, they all align. Like, you'll see why the price did the way it did. Like here in GU, it wasn't strong enough to come and take this liquidity, but when you go to the DXY and EURUSD, you'll see we were actually reaching out for this liquidity so that we can mitigate a fair value gap here. So it's like, it's one language, it's like it's one flow, so you have to bring them together for it to make sense. Okay, so here last week there was this mini fair value gap here on all pairs. Here we mitigated, and then we started going downward, and we created a lower high, which indicates that we are currently now, we don't have the buyers pushing towards this high. So the buyers are the ones who are the sellers are the ones who are in control now. So this week we are looking for sales. Okay, so we go on the daily. So these are just my markings, the prior day high, prior week high, prior week low. We just mark them out. Buy side liquidity is the previous day's liquidity. So today, so we are currently very bearish on the daily and even forming fair value gap. So we are looking today, we might be just mitigating these fair value gaps and then coming down, resuming the trend. Like today, we've already on the 1 hour. Let me show you. So on the 1 hour, we've already made a market structure shift here with a fair value gap, which indicates that we are currently on the pullback phase of our trend, of a bearish trend. So we are currently buying towards maybe this high or this high, like a few fair value gaps. We can mitigate a fair value gap and then resume the trend. So if you want to buy, you can buy, but be sure that you just get in and get out. It's not, do not overstay. You are welcome. Okay, and I think that is it. I'm going to look for trades today, and I'll let you know if I get one that I can enter, and in case there isn't, we are going to meet tomorrow. So have a nice day and a blessed week.